Throughout history, human beings have been known for their curiosity, bravery, and sometimes their lack of good judgment. While most mistakes are learning experiences, some are so shockingly absurd that they become cautionary tales. These stories have been immortalized as Darwin Award winners, a tribute to those whose poor decisions led to their untimely demise. The Darwin Awards, which first gained traction in mid-80s Usenet groups before becoming an official project in 1993, offer a darkly humorous tribute to those who met their untimely end due to some of the most absurd and reckless decisions imaginable. Named after Charles Darwin, the father of evolutionary theory, these awards highlight deaths caused not by chance or fate but by the stubbornness, arrogance, and most notably, stupidity of the individuals involved. The Darwin Awards have come to symbolize the consequences of ignoring common sense and the laws of survival, offering a reminder that sometimes the most dangerous thing we can do is underestimate the power of poor choices. Let's first dive into the criteria to be eligible for a Darwin Award. The awards, designed to humorously highlight the absurdity of human behavior, come with a strict set of rules to ensure that only the most outrageous and foolish acts make the cut. Here's what makes someone eligible: dead or sterile. The individual must be either dead or rendered sterile by their actions. The idea is that their decision-making, or lack thereof, won't continue to affect the gene pool, thus improving human evolution by eliminating or preventing their genes from passing on. Excessively foolish act. To qualify, the act must be remarkably foolish, outrageous, or sensational. While common acts of recklessness, like smoking in bed, don't make the cut, it's the original, creative displays of stupidity that earn a nomination. It's all about the uniqueness and audacity of the action. Self-harm only. The person must have harmed only themselves. Bystanders are off limits. If anyone else gets hurt, the nominee is automatically disqualified. The Darwin Awards focus solely on those whose actions endanger only their own well-being, not others. Sound judgment. The nominee must be of sound judgment at the time of their decision. While the awards don't have an age restriction, the nominee should at least be of legal driving age in their country, ensuring that their actions result from poor decisions made as an adult. True event. The event must be based in reality. While many viral stories and urban legends have circulated with exaggerated or entirely fabricated accounts, the Darwin Awards take care to verify that the incidents are true before celebrating them as part of the Hall of Shame. So, in short, to win a Darwin Award, it's not just about being reckless, it's about a combination of idiocy, originality, and a complete disregard for safety that results in a final and often tragic consequence. Join us as we explore some of the most infamous Darwin Award winners. From jaw-dropping stunts gone horribly wrong to head-scratching acts of recklessness, these tales serve as a reminder that sometimes common sense really isn't all that common. Brace yourself for a wild ride through the world's most ridiculous and sometimes downright unbelievable exits from life. First up, we have the helium-inhaling mishap, a story that proves even playful curiosity can have fatal consequences. In an ill-fated attempt to mimic the squeaky voice of a cartoon character, a young man decided to inhale helium directly from a pressurized tank. Disregarding the safety warnings, he took a massive gulp of the gas, but instead of laughter, it led to tragedy. The sudden depletion of oxygen in his body caused him to lose consciousness, and as he stumbled backward, he fell into a swimming pool. Unable to recover, he tragically drowned. This sobering tale serves as a powerful reminder that even light-hearted fun can turn deadly when safety precautions are ignored. But if you thought that was reckless, wait until you hear about the next story, a thrill-seeker who took living on the edge to a whole new level. An adrenaline junkie, driven by the pursuit of an extreme thrill, made the fateful decision to skydive without a parachute. Fueled by overconfidence and a belief in his own acrobatic prowess, he leapt from a plane at high altitude, thinking he could defy gravity through sheer skill alone. But as the ground approached at terminal velocity, the harsh reality set in. No amount of acrobatics could overcome the laws of physics. The result was as devastating as it was predictable. This tragic tale serves as a sobering reminder that even the boldest daredevils aren't immune to the consequences of reckless decisions. But if you thought that was shocking, brace yourself for the next jaw-dropping tale. In the age of social media and the pursuit of the perfect selfie, a young woman was determined to capture a daring photo atop a high-rise building. Ignoring warning signs and safety barriers, she climbed onto a precarious ledge. Focused on getting the perfect shot, she lost her balance and plummeted to her death. This tragic incident serves as a stark reminder that risking one's life for social media validation is a foolhardy endeavor with devastating consequences. But the list of reckless decisions doesn't stop here. Up next is a story that takes playing with fire to a whole new level. What started as a thrill-seeker's attempt to create a DIY spectacle ended in catastrophe. A fireworks enthusiast, eager to create his own dazzling display, ignored essential safety protocols and attempted to mix various fireworks together without fully understanding the risks. The mixture detonated prematurely, leading to a catastrophic explosion that claimed his life. This tragic event underscores the importance of handling fireworks with the utmost care and leaving such dangerous displays to trained professionals who have the proper expertise. Just when you thought the dangers couldn't get any more unpredictable, the next story proves that even water, something we consider safe, can turn deadly in an instant. On a sweltering summer day, a group of friends decided to take a dip in a shallow lake to beat the heat. However, they were unaware of the hidden rocks and debris lurking beneath the water's surface. Ignoring local warnings, one individual dove in headfirst, striking an unseen object. The force of the impact caused catastrophic spinal injuries, leading to paralysis and eventually death. This heartbreaking incident serves as a powerful reminder to always evaluate the depth of the water and potential dangers before diving or jumping. And if you thought that was the end of these tragic tales, think again. Next up is a story that proves some acts of bravado can lead to deadly consequences. In a reckless bid to showcase his bravery, a man chose to face off with a bull in an open field. With nothing but a flimsy red towel in hand, he taunted the charging animal. The bull, unfazed by the weak gesture, charged forward and gored him, delivering fatal injuries. This tragic incident highlights the dangers of provoking wild animals without the proper skills, training, or protective gear, an all too deadly reminder of the risks involved. And if you thought this was the most extreme case of self-experimentation, wait until you hear the next one. Up next is the tragic story of a man who took personal research to a deadly new level. In a misguided quest for personal knowledge, a self-styled scientist chose to conduct an experiment with toxic substances. Disregarding safety measures and expert guidance, he ingested a deadly dose of poison in an attempt to observe its effects on the human body. Tragically, the outcome was both quick and fatal. This devastating incident underscores the importance of conducting scientific experiments only under controlled, professional conditions, with a clear understanding of the associated risks. And now, from modern-day mishaps to an unusual historical incident, we turn to the tale of a man whose seemingly harmless personal trait turned fatal in the most unexpected way. Hans Steininger, the mayor of a small Austrian village, was famously known for his extraordinarily long 4.5-foot beard, which he usually kept rolled up and tucked away in his pocket. However, in September 1567, a fire broke out in the village, triggering chaos and panic. In the frenzy of trying to escape, Steininger's beard became unrolled, and as he hurried down the stairs, he tripped over it, causing him to fall and tragically meet his untimely death. This bizarre incident serves as a stark reminder that even the most harmless personal quirks can turn deadly in the face of unpredictable circumstances. Next, we take a turn into the Arizona desert, where two adventurers thought they were having a bit of fun, until nature reminded them of its unforgiving power. In 1982, David Grunman and James Succo set out into the desert, shotguns in hand, looking for their next thrill. Grunman's decision to fire at a towering 27-foot saguaro cactus would prove to be a deadly mistake. When he shot the cactus, a massive arm of it came crashing down, fatally striking him. This tragic incident serves as a potent reminder that nature, when disrespected, has a way of exacting its own revenge. Shifting gears to another tragic example of youthful recklessness, we dive into a story that highlights how even the most mundane objects can turn deadly when misused. In 2008, Cameron Beebley decided to turn a shopping cart into a thrill ride, tying it to the bumper of a moving car. But what seemed like innocent fun took a deadly turn when the car hit a speed bump. The force launched Beebley 27 feet into the air, and he tragically died upon impact. This horrific incident serves as a sobering reminder of the dangers of reckless stunts, a growing issue fueled in part by the rise of social media challenges. Now, let's shift focus to a tragic irony that underscores the importance of safety measures we often take for granted. In 2011, Philip A. Contis attended a protest against New York's motorcycle helmet laws, passionately voicing his stance. However, during the protest, he lost control of his motorcycle and crashed, throwing him headfirst onto the pavement. Tragically, he died from head injuries that might have been prevented had he worn a helmet. This devastating event highlights the stark consequences of disregarding protective measures designed to keep us safe. No matter how strongly we feel about a cause, we must always weigh the risks. We have a similar story next, but this one involves an attorney whose attempt to prove a point about safety turned deadly in the most unexpected way. In 1993, Gary Hoy, an attorney at the Holden Day Wilson law firm in Toronto, Canada, worked on the 24th floor of the TD Centre, known for the unbreakable windows in the building. Hoy loved to show off by throwing himself at the glass to demonstrate its strength. One day, while a group of law students was touring the firm, Hoy performed his usual stunt of shoulder-checking the window. However, this time, his strength was too much for the glass, which popped out of its frame. While the glass didn't break, Hoy tragically fell 24 stories to his death. The story gained so much attention that it was featured on TV shows like Mythbusters and 1000 Ways to Die and even became the subject of a B-movie named Darwin Awards. Speaking of extreme risks tied to misguided beliefs, let's move to a particularly tragic story of faith taken to the most dangerous extremes. In one small town in Kentucky, pastors of a Pentecostal church believed that handling venomous snakes during their sermons was a way to demonstrate God's protection. Their strict policy was that if anyone was bitten, they should not seek medical help, trusting in divine intervention. In 2015, Pastor John David Brock was bitten by a venomous snake during a service, but he refused medical treatment, believing God would save him. Unfortunately, without the necessary antivenom, Brock died from the bite. This wasn't the first time such a tragedy had occurred at the church. Despite the fatal outcomes, they continue this deadly practice today, a shocking reminder of the risks of extreme faith over reason. From dangerous faith to delusional beliefs, let's now look at a story where a man's misguided confidence in his supposed powers led to a tragic end. Prit P, a psychic from Thailand, made a name for himself by claiming to be immortal, protected by the spirits of his ancestors. His incredible acts of bravery, including public performances where crowds would gather to watch, made him a beloved figure among locals. During one such ritual, Prit stabbed himself in the chest to demonstrate his immortality. Unfortunately, unlike previous performances where the sword would break, this time the blade was strong enough to pierce his skin, causing him to bleed profusely. Despite the rehearsed nature of his act, this time the result was fatal. The psychic who believed he couldn't die tragically learned otherwise. Apparently, he wasn't immortal after all. And that wraps up our look at some of the most bizarre and tragic ways people have met their untimely ends. These cautionary tales serve as stark reminders of the importance of common sense, safety, and understanding the limits of what we think we can control. While it's easy to be caught up in the thrill of the moment, it's crucial to always think twice before engaging in risky behavior. Stay safe out there, and remember, sometimes the most dangerous thing is believing you're invincible. Stay tuned for more in-depth explorations of these absurd and cautionary tales, uncovering hidden details and shocking events that remind us of the consequences of reckless decisions. We've got more jaw-dropping stories, intense insights, and unforgettable moments coming your way. Don't miss out, keep watching for more heart-stopping revelations from the world of strange and tragic accidents.